How's it going, everybody? My name's Bill. I'm doing an NCAA Football 11 Dynasty mode. I've already gotten a couple of years in. I'm in the 2012 season, week 5, and I'm going to tell y'all on the Dynasty mode the top 25 in the coaches poll, the top 25 in the media polls, my personalized bottom 10, and my personalized 5 key matchups for the week, and my predictions for the games. And just to let you know, I am using the University of Memphis Tigers. I'm number 8 in the nation, 4-0. I've won back-to-back national titles. Now, just to let you know, I play on the lowest difficulty with my settings all the way up and the computer's all the way down, which, go ahead, blow me up in the comments for doing that, but that's just how I play. I know some of y'all played with it at the highest difficulty, with it being even. Now, I wrote everything down on a notebook, so that way I can at least also have it set just in case. That way I can make it easier to remember and read off of. For week 5 coaches polls, we have the Ole Miss Rebels number 1, the Oklahoma Sooners number 2, number 3 is the Ohio State Buckeyes, number 4 is the Georgia Bulldogs, number 5 is the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, number 6 is the Boise State Broncos, 7 is the Minnesota Golden Gophers. As I've already told y'all, Memphis Tigers are number 8 in the nation in the coaches polls. Number 9 is the Michigan Wolverines. Number 10 is the USC Trojans. Number 11 is the West Virginia Mountaineers. Number 12 is the LSU Tigers. Number 14 is the Utah Utes. Number 5 is the Miami Hurricanes. Number 15 is the Miami Hurricanes, not number 5. Sorry about that. Number 16 is the Cincinnati Bearcats. Number 17 is the Washington Huskies. Number 18 is the South Carolina Gamecocks. Number 19 is the Pittsburgh Panthers. Number 20 is the Oregon Ducks. Number 21 is the Boston College Eagles. Number 22 is the Arkansas State Running Backs. Number 23 is the Florida State Seminoles. Number 24 is the Virginia Tech Hokies. And number 25, this team is number 1 in real life, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Now, of course, y'all probably going to blow up, some of y'all may blow up the comments saying, why is Alabama number 25? Well, they were one of the teams I faced, and I blew them out, if I'm remembering correctly, 2-14, either it's 2-14 or 2-10 to nothing. I know they didn't score at all, I just can't remember. I bet. Yeah, it was 214 to nothing. Like I said, I already told y'all how I play. You can blow me up in the comments all you like. Go on ahead. I mean, it's YouTube. It's your right to give off your opinion. Go ahead. Tell me what you think. And leave a like if you want to. But in the media, I'm number 1 with the Memphis Tigers because even though I'm in Conference USA, of course, you can put up to 4 bowl non-conference opponents, and I chose the top 4 teams in the nation, which happened to be Alabama, Texas, Wisconsin, and Miami. The only team that scored on me was Miami, and they scored a touchdown on a lucky play because, Conference USA team against an ACC team, and my guys couldn't tackle them at all. And then number 2 is Ole Miss. Number 3 is Oklahoma. Number 4 is Notre Dame. Number 5 is Ohio State. Georgia's number 6 in the media. Minnesota is also number 7. And Boise State's number 8. Number 9 is Michigan. Number 10 is USC. Number 11 is LSU. Number 12 is Michigan State. Number 13 is West Virginia. Number 14 is Arkansas. Number 15 is Washington. Number 16 is Utah. Number 17 is Cincinnati. Number 18 is South Carolina. Number 19 is Pittsburgh. Number 20 is Florida State. Number 21 is Miami here. Number 22 is Boston College. Number 23 is Virginia Tech. Number 24 is Oregon, and number 25 is Alabama. Now, of course, this is virtually, and Alabama is number 1, and they dominate like all the time because it's Alabama. They're one of the teams that get the best recruits all the time, and they keep going to national championships playoffs every single year. So, in real life, don't expect to see Alabama losing many games anytime soon. But when it comes to my Dynasty mode, I do it differently. So, yeah, it's going to be rough for some of you Alabama fans. But remember, this is virtually. This is not real life. Real life, the last game in real life, y'all dominated 66-3 against the virtual number 1 team in the nation. 66-3. 66-3. That's impressive in my opinion. And when a college team can smother another one that badly, and to only leave them to kick a field goal, that proves that Alabama's probably going to end up playing a national championship game again this year. The question is, are they going to face Clemson? Now, on to my bottom 10, which is personalized. It's based on the team's records and the team stats. Leading the bottom 10 is the Colorado Buffaloes. Colorado, they are 0-4. The only 0-4 team in the nation, if I'm thinking correctly. Just to let you know, I also have the game going on here. Yep, Colorado is 0-4, and they are the only 0-4 team to my knowledge. Then number 2, I have UCLA, mainly based on how UCLA is doing in real life. Actually losing to the Memphis Tigers a couple of weeks ago, by a final score of 41-14, I believe that's correct. You can look that up for me, correct it for me if you want. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I know Memphis scored 41 points. I can't remember if it's 14 or 24. I know it's somewhere around there. And I have it on here, U space C space LA. So it's like UC LA, like UC Los Angeles. Now, speaking of Los Angeles, in the NFL, Rams are the good team in the Battle of Los Angeles. If we want to get into that discussion as well, I know the Rams are a surprise team this year. Chargers not so much. They may be being 0-4. Or you can tell me that as well. And for number 3 is Arizona, which I wrote on here Arizona because their team's also one of those winless teams, and through 3 games, they've only scored 8 points a game. If you're 3 games and you have scored 24 total points. The Air Force has scored lower points, and ECU has scored lower points than Arizona. Texas has 9.7 points. Number 4 is Wisconsin. They are 0-2, who all of their total yards have come off of kickoff returns. They have negative 128 total offensive yards. No passing yards, no rushing touchdowns, and the negative 128 all from the rushing yards. They have yet to put up a single point at all. And the coveted 5th spot is Texas. As we've mentioned earlier, they have 9.7 points per game. But they have negative 7 rushing yards. The only team that's lower than that is, of course, Wisconsin. And the defense for Texas is the third worst in the nation, allowing a total of 1,864 yards. Over 1,000 of those yards are through the air, and 290 points. Granted, like I said, they were one of the four teams I faced early in the season. They have 5 sacks and only 2 interceptions. And now, number 6 is the East Carolina Pirates. As I put down WeCU score, because I got this bottom 10 idea from ESPN. I will admit that. If you look up bottom 10, of course, ESPN's going to pop up. I got the idea from ESPN. Just letting you know that. And I tried not to base it solely off of. Now, of course, mine's is different from theirs. And with ECU, in total, they have scored 7.6 points per game and only have 1 touchdown, and that is a passing touchdown. They've also allowed 6 sacks and gotten 40 first downs. But their defense, it's not really the best in the nation, as they have allowed 100 points through 3 games. They are 0-3. Most of these teams are winless with the exception of Texas having the 1 win. Number 7 is San Jose State, which San Jose State is another one of those winless teams. No wait, San Jose State is 1-3, my bad. But they are winless in their conference. They have allowed over 1,000 passing yards, and their defense is actually kind of good. They have 6 interceptions with 3 fumble recoveries and 7 sacks. Yeah, excuse me there. Yeah. But they've allowed 141 points in 4 games, compared to them scoring a total of, let me see here, of 18 points per game. I mean, they're good. I mean, they're at the bottom, close to the bottom of the bottom 10, so next week I may take them out because of them not only having the 1 win, but also having I like to say, college-wise, mediocre offense. I mean, they're actually kind of good on offense, and defense, they just need to make sure they don't allow them to score. Number 8 is Eastern Michigan, in which Eastern Michigan is another one of those winless teams. Yes, they are 0-3. They've gotten a touchdown per game, points-wise, but they have not actually scored any touchdowns at all. Their total offensive yards is just over 500. Defensive-wise, they have allowed a total of over 1,300 yards and allowed 95 points. Number 9, this one kind of stings me a little bit. Because this one's a military branch, and I'm from this military branch. Not now, I'm in a program called Job Corps. I was discharged from the military for falling asleep in class. But while I was in the Air Force, I did do karaoke, which is another series I have. I need to put up those karaoke videos I have on this tablet anyway, so I need to do that later. But the number 9 team is the Air Force, which pained me to put them on here. I mean, they have not done the best on offense, and defensively, they are, let's see, they've allowed a little over 1,300 yards, and giving up 76 points. They are 0-3 though, so. And the Air Force has scored 7.6 points per game, but they have 2 passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown. And the last team is the New Mexico State Aggies, which is another one of those teams. I mean, New Mexico State has 8 points per game through 3 games. They also have 2 passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown. But their defense has allowed 133 points. They have allowed over 100 more points than what they score, which is kind of embarrassing actually when you think about it. And now some of my honorable mentions are Western Kentucky, Louisiana Monroe, regular Kentucky, and Florida International University. Western Kentucky, with them, and if I can just be able to find them playing the game, which actually kind of coincidental. I can explain about both Western Kentucky and Florida International being honorable mentions and not actually on the list, even though both teams are 0-3, with both of them being 0-1 in conference play. Points per game for Western Kentucky is 11.3, with their defense being near bottom of the nation. Same with the offense. They have allowed over almost 1,000 yards more than what they earn. And with Florida International, they have scored almost 3 touchdowns a game, which is 80th in the nation. They have 900 total offensive yards and 1,200 defensive yards allowed. So they have actually allowed they've allowed 351 total yards more than they have. And with Kentucky, with them being an honorable mention as well, I mean, they're also 0-3, and they're 0-2 in conference play, going up against Florida, who is undefeated right now. Kentucky has scored 3 touchdowns a game, and they have over 900 yards of offense at 906, but their defense has allowed 1,200 yards, and they have turned ball over as many times as their defense has caused as many turnovers as their offense has. So that's not really all that impressive. And if I can just remember what conference Louisiana Monroe is 0-2, which that's one reason why I put them as an honorable mention, is because they're 0-2. They played at least one less game, at most 2 less games against the rest of against everybody else. So that's another reason why they are an honorable mention. And my 5 key games for the week. Now with this, not only will I tell you my picks, but I will also tell you who Lee Corso and Kirk Kirkstreet picked. My first key matchup comes with one of the teams that are actually in the not top 10, and that is New Mexico State going up against Louisiana Tech in a battle of 0-3 teams. Now, reason why Louisiana Tech isn't on either one is because their offense has been pretty good, top half of the nation. Defense is kind of in the middle of the nation. Both Lee and Kirk have picked New Mexico State to come out on top, but Louisiana Tech is scoring 23.6 points per game. 23.6 compared to New Mexico State's 8 points per game. I'm sorry, I'm calling the upset from their picks and calling Louisiana Tech to be the winners. Number 2 involves the number 1 team in the nation. It's actually a top 25 matchup between number 1 Ole Miss against number 22 Arkansas. Ole Miss is 4-0 while Arkansas is 3-0. Just recently pulling off an upset against, at the time, number 14 Alabama. So yes, Alabama fell down to 14 after I beat them. But then Alabama lost to Arkansas 42-0. So both Lee and Kirk have Ole Miss remaining undefeated. But Ole Miss has 35 points per game. Arkansas has 38.3 and an 11 turnover differential. Defense is going to play a big part now. Ole Miss does have the number 6 defense in the league. No, that's number 6 offense in the league, my bad. Arkansas is the number 10 defense in the league, and that's probably going to stop Ole Miss. They are probably not going to be number 1 after this game because I'm predicting Arkansas is going to win this game. Number 3 is not a top 25 matchup, but is a Conference USA matchup between the UAB Blazers, who are 2-1, against the Tulane Green Wave, who are 1-2. One reason why I'm saying this is a key game is because in reality, UAB has their football team back after being off for a couple of years because of funds. And Kirk Herbstreit has UAB winning, while Lee Corso thinks Tulane will win. Now, granted, Tulane's overall is higher than UAB's, and UAB has less points per game than Tulane, with Tulane having 26 points per game compared to UAB's 21.3. But I think UAB, I'm agreeing with Kirk Herbstreit here and saying UAB will win it because the defense for UAB is 41st in the nation compared to Tulane's 105th defense in the nation. So I'm picking UAB here. Now, the next matchup is another top 25 matchup, and it's a pretty big rivalry matchup too. And it's Florida State versus Miami, with both teams being 2-1. Now, Florida State is 0-1 in ACC play, while Miami is 1-0, with Florida State losing to Boston College 38-45, and Miami beat Boston College 34-24. So both teams have faced off against Boston College, but excuse me. But Boston College plays no role in this game at all. Both Kirk and Lee have Miami bouncing back from my win against them to beat Florida State, but I am picking Florida State to win, and mainly because Florida State has more points per game. They have a better offense. They have a better defense. Their defense isn't as good as Miami's. Even though they've allowed 800 less yards, I still give the edge to Florida State. And my final pick is an SEC matchup, which is not involving Alabama, as most of y'all would probably think. But it's actually going to be Auburn at Mississippi State. Auburn is 1-2, while Mississippi State is 2-1. Both of them are 0-1 in conference play, with Auburn losing to Ole Miss and Mississippi State losing to LSU. Auburn lost to Ole Miss by a final score of 14-17, though Arkansas almost pulled off the upset against Ole Miss. Yes, which I'm now realizing that now, which I did not factor that into my decision in picking Arkansas, because I just picked them one game at a time instead of collectively choosing the games and then looking at the records and then making the predictions. While Mississippi State just got humiliated by LSU on LSU's turf by a final score of 34-7. Like, seriously, that's smothered with some onions and cheese right there. I'm telling you. But I feel like after playing the FCS Southeast, now on NCAA Football 11 they don't have all the FCS schools. So they have FCS North, FCS South, FCS West, FCS East, Northeast, Southeast, Southwest, Northwest, and Mississippi State won 41-9. Auburn, both Lee and Kirk say that Auburn is going to bounce back from that loss against Ole Miss to beat Mississippi State. Now, stat-wise, I can see why with Auburn's 26.6 points per game against Mississippi State's 25.3 points per game. They have 400 more offensive yards than Ole Miss. They have allowed fewer yards than Mississippi State. Mississippi State, why did I say Ole Miss? They lost Ole Miss last week. Barely though, but still. And they have a higher turnover differential than Mississippi State. But I say Auburn is not going to win because they may still be hanging their heads low because they knew they had a shot at beating the number 1 team in the nation. Well, at the time, number 2 team in the nation. Because I was facing against Miami, who was the number 1 team in the nation at the time. I say they're going to lose to Mississippi State. And the next week, I will tell y'all who won the games and their final scores. I think that is fair because I don't think it's wrong. I don't think it's right just to give y'all key games and not tell y'all who won. Now, I'm going to figure out how to do the whole poll thing that involves the eye and the circle on the top of the screen, like over here on the screen. I know, with my point of view, I'm pointing to a wall, but that button's going to be like somewhere up there, close to where you can mess with the settings, like putting closed captions and stuff like that. So I will figure out a way to try to put it on there. If you see them, go ahead and vote if you want to. Leave a like if you want to as well. Comment, please, because I know I've probably said to comment this video earlier like 50 times because that's how I roll. Well, not really. This is my first non-karaoke video. So leave a like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell because I will do week 6 as soon as I can. And I will see y'all later.